It's like getting a new toy for Christmas and then you've already broken it by the end of Boxing Day. Hello and welcome back to more Careering Onwards with me, Mr. Grand 2 at Leicester City here on Football Manager 2020, and well, things have actually improved quite a little bit. We are in a bit of contention for the old European football. It was a bit last episode, a little bit of a malaise, I think is probably the best word for it. Our season was kind of just sort of petering out a little bit. We'd done what we needed to do. We were nice and safe in the Premier League. Didn't really feel like we had much to play for in the latter stages, but things have turned a corner a little bit, and we seem to be, well, potentially, yeah, as I say, on the contention for some European football, in contention for some European football. Let's have a look at the Premier League table first of all before we recount some recent happenings which you've seen at the start of the video. Not as well as we would have liked to have happened, but we are in 8th place in the table. But as it has been for a while, very, very tightly packed. We are level on points with Everton above us and Leeds United, who we play today, behind us. We're playing Leeds and we're also going to play Brighton, who are not too far behind either. I think the gap above to the sort of traditional top 6, they have asserted their dominance this season. That is looking out of the question. But if we can get 7th place, then there's quite often some sort of European football available for that position, whether it's Euro, well, it's probably going to be Euro Cup 2 if we get it. So yeah, it's about between us, Everton, Leeds, and then sort of Wolves and Brighton as well to get that 7th place. Well, how have we got in that position? Well, we've had a pretty successful February, considering the fact that we had to play Arsenal, Liverpool and Manchester United, and we have emerged from that month undefeated. That is pretty good. We're on a run of pretty poor form, but especially a lack of goals. 5 games in a row without goals. We brought in Robert Skov to address that problem, and well, it seemed to work. First of all, away from home at the Emirates against his former club, Arsenal, it was a 2-1 win, a very, very hard-fought, battling win. We didn't really deserve it if you look at the stats, but we grinded out. Defensively very good, Soyuncu as ever. Excellent. Etheridge had a fantastic performance too, and then goals from Chowdhury and, well, our new signing, Robert Skov, getting the job done. They scored late on, but we held out for all 3 points. We played a friendly against Darlington because we had a massive gap. We've had quite a lot of, I mean, they keep saying there's no, do you want a winter break? You know, are you in favour of a winter break? But first of all, we do kind of have a winter break now. They have put that in real life, and it is reflected in the game. We've had like massive gaps where we haven't played, so clearly it exists. We played Darlington in that, and then we played Barnsley at home. They're bottom of the league, and it was a dominant performance. 4 goals. The goals absolutely flowing freely for the first time in a long time. Skov scored again. Pratt scored, and then 2 from Sebastiano Esposito, who's been a bit quiet but has improved of late to get the job done. 3 more points, 2 wins in a row. That is what you like to see. But what you don't like to see, you can see it down there, the little injured red cross thing next to Robert Skov's name, because we signed him, and he was brilliant for those 2 games. 2 goals, 2 in 2, perfect record as far as I'm concerned. And well, then in the Barnsley game, clearly the excitement of joining a new club got the better of him, and he tore his calf muscle, and he is out for 3 months, which is going to take him nicely to the rest of the season, nicely to the end of the season. I mean, is he injury prone? Were we warned about that? No, he hasn't. His attributes have declined because of his injury. Has he had any serious injuries in his career? A 6-week damaged Achilles tendon back in 2017, the longest injury of his entire career. He's been here for a game and a half, and he's out for 3 months. I mean, it's the kind of injury that's pretty serious and could affect him. I mean, it's already affected him. If we look back at this, his agility has declined by 2. I mean, that's quite a big drop from 1 injury. So yeah, I hate this game. I really do. I really, really do. But we have to move on. We have to survive. We have to show that this is the day we can beat Leeds United, managed by Sam Allardyce. He's still going. We are having a bit of an injury issue, though, especially for the left-hand side, because Dilrosun, who has had to play, we've signed Skov to replace him. He's had to play, and he's been absolutely dreadful. I think this has been unexpectedly so. He's got 5 assists, but it just completely disappears in games. But but he can't play today anyway because he is injured. So we have got other options. We can, of course, play Trincao there. We can play Skov Olsen. We've also got a youngster who I'm going to put on the bench today, is Ian Harness, a regen from our youth academy, who is developing quite nicely. Looks quite good. He's got some decent attributes in some nice areas for a left winger. He's not a natural there, but I mean, are we training him to be? Because we should be. We're training him to play in a position that we don't even use. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I think he could do quite well on the left hand side. Good crossing and dribbling, not bad passing either for an 18-year-old. And you can see as well that I was a little bit desperate and I offered trials to Nasser Chadley and Gareth Bale, but I don't think we're going to be signing either of them. I'm not sure it's really very worth it. That's what Gareth Bale looks like in 2024, pretty much as expected. Too much time on the golf course, Gareth. Anyway, Chowdhury is also suspended for this one, which is unfortunate because I think it's Gallagher. Gallagher is fit, but he's unhappy. I'm not going to play him. He can go on the bench. We'll bring in Alexis Blin. Anyway, so I think we'll go with Trincao because he sort of is the most experienced option, but we can bring on Ian Harness if we need to, but Reece Nelson's on the other side, Esposito's still up front, Pratt and Locatelli, the rest of the midfield with Blin coming in, Timon, Webster, Soyuncu and Pereira, and Etheridge in goal. That is all still the same. Let's see if we can beat Leeds in this one and sort of take the advantage for the race for 7th. The race for 7th, I mean, what is this? Sky Sports? I mean, it would be nice to qualify for Europe, but, I mean, you know, it's not exactly absolutely critical of the end of the world if we don't. But Leeds going for quite a defensive formation, as you perhaps would expect under Sam Allardyce. They've got John Souttar, who is an excellent player, has always been very good the last couple of FMs, and they've also got Noah Kenner, who's one of their youngsters in real life, who starts the game at them and usually develops into a decent prospect. It certainly looks like he's done on that occasion. Calvin Phillips has also developed quite nicely too. And they've also got Pione Sisto on the right-hand side, formerly a player for me with the Danish national side when I was in charge of them. But I am expecting a win today, boys. We have got the quality. We've had a pretty good run, unbeaten in a month, and Blin's already got a bit of an injury, which is excellent. Leeds coming forward. Are we giving away a penalty? Reece Nelson's been sent off in 3 minutes into the game, and that is that's sensational. Absolutely sensational. I mean, you know what? We're not just we can't even bring a replacement on because it's a position that it's the most expendable position, I suppose. But I mean, that's a great start, isn't it? Just realised this is very professional, isn't it? After mentioning the Robert Skov injury, I just completely ignored the 2 games that we played after that against Liverpool and Manchester United. Very similar, but also quite opposite. A 1-1 draw with Liverpool at Anfield. We took the lead through Esposito, then an equalised later on through Fabinho, but not too bad. It's a 1-1 draw with a very, very good team. And then Manchester United, similar, as I said, but opposite. They took the lead in the 67th minute, and then Reece Nelson, the guy that just got sent off, scoring in the 95th minute to give us a draw that we definitely did deserve on the balance of play. So 2 good results there. Doesn't look like this one is going to go the same way, as we have got 10 men for 87 minutes of football. Right, I mean, can we impose some authority on this game? And I don't mean going and kicking people. I mean, we get so few red cards. And Reece Nelson really has cost us there. Sisto on the right-hand side that's apparently a key highlight. I mean, this is the only other highlight we've had. Just before half-time, Sisto robs Locatelli and it's charging forwards. Another wild shot from him. He did do that quite a lot with Denmark. And at half-time, it's 0-0. Action-packed. Apparently, we can't do much but sympathise. No, I think we can do more than that. I'm not happy with your performance. Where's Reece? Reece, sorry. It's generally ill-advised to go in 2-footed on anyone at any time, but certainly not 3 minutes into a match that we really need to win. Right, Trincao is doing nothing much. I think his head is elsewhere as he's already going to be leaving the club. Let's give a debut to Ian Harness. I mean, why not at this stage? Why not? Go out there and show them what you're made of, Ian. There was a thing in the news like a few years ago that no one is called Ian anymore. No babies get named Ian. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Harness clearly didn't get the message. Anyway, Bassey's in. Etheridge tips it over. I think this would be last on match of the day based on what we've seen so far. We could go attacking, but I think that would be ill-advised given the fact that we do have 10 players on the pitch. Blin might need to come off because he's looking a little bit tired. Terrible throw-in. Straight to Jack Harrison. Etheridge makes the save. We have to go back. Who's responsible for this throw? 21. Ricardo Pereira. Okay. Right, Blin is not especially happy in terms of fitness. We'll bring on Conor Gallagher. Hopefully his unhappiness doesn't ruin everything. Is there going to be any sort of final action to make this game slightly interesting? Ricardo Pereira finds Esposito, cuts inside. It's a tame effort in the end, straight to Galina's gloves. And I think that is going to be that. I mean, we seem to have avoided defeat. Pratt with a late free kick. Can we nick all 3 points? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Pretty undeservedly. I don't think anyone really deserved to win this game. It wasn't exactly a thrilling advert for football. But Dennis Pratt, late on, well, he does have that in his locker. 5th of the season for our Belgian club captain. And right at the death, we've stolen all 3 points. Feels a little bit cheap and undeserved, but I really couldn't care less. I really couldn't care less. Well done, boys. I'm not even going to tell Reese off anymore. And there you go, the game says it there in plain white text. We enter the race that anyone wants to be in for Euro Cup 2. How's that competition getting on? It's been won by Wolfsburg and by Everton, so that's something to look forward to. Well, an excellent free kick from Dennis Pratt and a terrible tackle from Reece Nelson will confirm his fine. Obviously, that doesn't help us, is that he's a winger, and that's the injury list. Dilrosun will probably be back, but I'm not really sure I trust him much. But yeah, Skov out and then Nelson suspended. We are gonna. Well, I think it's a chance for Ian Harness to shine maybe and get himself a start. Well done, Dennis. Well done. Well, at least we can rely on you. 5 unbeaten, and when you look at the teams we've played, that is very good. Let's have a look at the old table as a result of that one. 7th place is where we now find ourselves. 3 clear of Leeds. Everton yet to play. We'll have to keep an eye on their game. I mean, we could maybe catch Tottenham and Arsenal. I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, in the battle for 7th, we are looking in pole position at the moment, but a lot depends on Everton's result. And well, Everton lose their game in hand to 19th place West Brom, which is a bit of a shock and a bit of a help for us. Well, I've been thinking about what we're going to do next season, in the next stage in our career. I think we could stay at Leicester, but I think maybe it is time to see if we can get another job. And Manuel Pellegrini has been sacked by Arsenal. I don't really see much point in moving now, given the fact that we're quite close to the end of the season. Okay, but like literally the next click after that, and we've been offered an interview by Lazio. Okay, didn't apply for that one. Didn't even know it was available. But interesting team. How are they doing? 10th in Serie A, which isn't amazing. What is their team like? I'm assuming a lot of their players like Milinkovic, Savic have gone. We sort by value. They've got Erling Haaland. They've got Erling Haaland. Okay, they've signed him from Manchester City for 54 million. That's certainly intriguing. They've got Nicolas Pepe, Thiago Dantas, who looks okay. Not the best defensively. They've got Pinamonti, Botella. They've got some decent players here. This is not a bad squad, and I think clearly they have some finances. I think we've got to at least hear them out. But whatever happens, I'm not leaving Leicester it's not even mid-season, is it? There's not much of the season to go. I don't see any point leaving now. As I said, if we do get this job, if we are offered it, and that's not guaranteed, then I will make it a clear commitment that I'm not joining until the end of the season. But yeah, I mean, we can certainly go, and I'm delighted you gave me the chance to talk to you, I guess. How would you overcome the relatively big obstacle of not speaking the language? Well, really, that's a problem for you, Matteo, isn't it? You've offered me this interview. I didn't even know the job was available. I mean, I am quite good at learning languages. My character can already speak Danish and Spanish and kind of some French as well, so we should be fine with that one. I have some reservations regarding the fact you've never managed in this country. Can you explain why that shouldn't be an issue? Really, you should. This is okay. It's one thing when you're applying for a vacancy, but if a club has come to you and offered you an interview, like in this situation, then what is with these kind of this line of questioning makes no sense. You've decided that I'm a candidate for the job, not me. I didn't even know it was available, and you're asking me, oh, we have some reservations because you never managed in Italy. Why are you even asking me then if that's actually a concern for you? Right, this is the key one. We'd like to know, when do you intend to establish yourself as the club's manager? I would like to see out the season at my current job before joining. I mean, they want to play counter-attacking football, which is not something that I do. Okay, there we go. We'll see what happens. I don't think we're going to get it, because I think usually when you say I'll take over at the end of the season, then that kind of rules you out of a lot of jobs, because they need a manager for now. But we'll see what happens. And even if they do offer it to us, actually, I'm not entirely sure I'm going to necessarily say yes. I do think it's a good opportunity, but I think there might be other options available that might be sort of slightly better suited for us than Lazio. I think they're a great club, a historic club, of course. But I'm not entirely sure they're the one I want to go to. But we'll keep it open as an option. Right, after that unexpected development, let's have a look at our youth intake. I've not mentioned any of our youth intake really, because they've all been really quite bad. But before we play Brighton, let's have a look at this. And well, I mean, absolutely dreadful. Let's just play Brighton instead, shall we? Right then, we're in some good form, and I think we can make some changes for this one. Chowdhury's still suspended, unfortunately. Dilrosun is just about, well, he is definitely fit enough to play. I mean, whether we start him is the question, though. I think, you know what, I think we're not going to start him. Skov can come on the right-hand side, and then I'm going to play Ian Harness from the start on the left. I think he has earned the opportunity far more than Dilrosun has this season, but otherwise the team is going to be unchanged. Callum Burton's got a bit of an injury on the bench. What is it? Pulled ankle ligament. So in the unlikely event he's needed, that could be an issue. So let's just be sensible. We will bring on Ben McGonigal, a young regen goalkeeper with high potential, onto the bench. I say the regens have been bad. The 2 or 3 regen, the 3 regen days we've had since I've been in charge of Leicester have been terrible. But they did actually have some really good youth intake players before. Ian Harness is one of them, of course, but Ben McGonigal is another one. Really very promising, decent goalkeeper who could easily become first choice pretty soon. Anyway then, Brighton in 11th place, going pretty well. We need to see if we can beat them today to really cement our hold on 7th place. And well, we played them in a video earlier this season, so we know most of their players. Daniel Amati, of course, formerly of us. They've also got up front Phil Sherlock, excellent English name, and he looks like a very, very good prospect, doesn't he? Says he's a wonder kid, and you can certainly see why. Really, really promising striker. 4 goals for him in the league so far this season, and well, you would expect him to become a force for England and for some big club, you would assume, later on in the save. Wanted by Leeds at the moment. I think he might have some other suitors at some point as well. Right, let's keep this going. Let's keep the good run and keep the good times rolling. 3 more points today would be very, very good as far as any sort of European aspirations were concerned. And Brighton instantly going forwards. And Phil Sherlock, we highlighted him before the game. He's quite good, and I think we've seen that right now from kickoff. Seconds into the game, Brighton with a beautiful flowing move that would make, well, Graham Potter absolutely proud, and Sherlock glides in for his 6th of the season, and we are 1-0 down, literally from kickoff. I mean, that's got to be, he's onside. It's got to be some sort of record for quickest goal ever. Not the greatest start from us. Brighton coming forwards again, and this could get ugly pretty quickly unless we have a bit of, impose a bit of authority on the game. McAllister back to Holding, to Lewis Dunk. We're trying to press, but we're not really getting much out of it at this stage. Soyuncu does win the header, and we can finally look to come forwards a little bit. Harness, it's gone to Josh Tyman. Can he find a ball across to Esposito? He can. Not sure what Esposito was doing there. Webster coming forwards against his former club. Alexis Blin knocks it on beautifully, and Ian Harness, that was an excellent opportunity for him. I think he was offside, but good chance for our own promising attacking regen. Throwing from the right hand side finds Skov Olsen back to Locatelli. We're finding our way into this game a bit more. Pereira puts the ball across. It's gone to Esposito, and we have found the equaliser. This time he does find the back of the net. It looks like Harness was involved actually. Let's have a look at the replay. Ricardo Pereira on the right hand side. So often a provider of assists. Harness knocks it down, and then Esposito fires home. Pereira's got the assist, unless it came off the Brighton defender. And even if it did, I think that's a bit questionable. Harness definitely involved in that one. Brighton immediately trying to respond, but Rob Holding's been robbed by Sebastiano Esposito. He looks like he's going to be crowded out. He finds Scarvolson on the right-hand side, back to Locatelli. Blin with the shot, though. Fierce shot from Alexis Blin. One of the most consistent performers last season. Hasn't played as much this year because of Locatelli, but he's playing today, and it's another pile driver from the Frenchman, who, I mean, he's not going to make my squad for the European Championships, I don't think, but I mean, he could do. He's not. We've got so many amazing midfielders. Well, 2 goals in quick succession, and we have turned this tie on its head. 2-1. This would be, well, very, very good. 51 points, hypothetically, as things stand, clear of Leeds, and closing in on Arsenal, who, of course, have just sacked Manuel Pellegrini. Right, let's keep it going. Keep it tight. Keep it sensible. Brighton coming forwards immediately after the break. Dembele puts the ball across. It's a poor header from Pereira, and Gorkis forces a fantastic save from Neil Etheridge. He looked a little bit offside, but apparently not. Corner comes in, and well, we can potentially break from this. Esposito is clear if he can find a ball across again. He finds Pratt, Locatelli, and the highlight's not ending, so this could still be, we could still be on for something. We're not. Right, thrown from the left. It's come back to Josh Tymon. Pratt across to Esposito. Can we work it down the line? Pereira's in a lot of space. He goes for the shot. An absolutely fantastic strike from Ricardo Pereira. Assist from the other side. His fullback partner, or wing-back partner, I should say, in Josh Tymon. Beautiful ball across, and he takes a touch and then strikes it sweetly for his first of the season. It's 3-1, and we have completely flipped this after a disastrous start. Not over yet, though. Brighton coming forwards. Castro puts it across to McAllister, and it's a tame effort in the end. Well, Harness has been given an assist. I think it must have been a mistake to give the goal that we saw earlier, the assist to Pereira, because it was clearly from Ian Harness, and he's coming forwards again. Lays it off to Tymon. Can he find another ball across? He gives it back to Harness. Flicks it up to Scarvolson, who forces a save from McCrory. Right, Scarvolson is not especially fit, and he's not played particularly well either. We could bring on Dilrosun. I mean, the recommended choice is Felicio. Let's just do that. Let's just go full on regen central on the wings. We'll bring on Felicio. He's obviously mostly a striker, but we'll try him on the right hand side. Maybe he's a solution to some of our problems. Right, time is ticking away. We are looking good with a 2-goal cushion for all 3 points. We'll bring on Gallagher. Anyone else looking a little bit tired? Maybe Locatelli, actually. Going to bring on Tarkowski, because he can sort of play that role. He's got good range of passing on him. Chance for Brighton late on. Free kick comes in. Neil Maupay smashes it in, hits the post. Very close from him, but with 30 seconds left, I think hopefully this should be that. Brighton still coming forwards in search of another goal. Dembele on the right hand side, blocked. Esposito picks it back up, and it's cleared by Adam Webster, and I think that is going to be that as far as the game is concerned. We're just waiting for the referee to blow his whistle, and there we go. 3-1. We have turned the game on its head after a terrible start and a fantastic goal from young regen Phil Sherlock for Brighton, but we've got the job done. All 3 points in the bag. 2 wins in the episode. Very nice indeed. Well, there we go. That leaves us in 7th place still. 51 points on the board. Just the 2 points behind Arsenal. It's not out of the question. But 3 points clear of Leeds. They won. Everton dropped points again, though, so they're a little bit further back, and Wolves falling, well, slightly further behind as well. But there we go. I mean, it's a birthday win, which is always nice, and 6 in a row unbeaten. It's going quite well. Things have turned. The signing of Robert Skov seems to have re-energised the team, even though he is obviously unavailable for the rest of the season anyway. But there we go. I think then, given that things are kind of, well, hotting up a bit in this race for European football, we might have to come back slightly earlier than the end of the season. I mean, that Everton-Fulham is definitely going to be an episode, considering Everton are right in this as well. So that's clearly going to be something we need to do. But we could just play all the way through to that. It might be worth coming back. I mean, maybe even Aston Villa-Chelsea. I don't really want to play 2 away games in a row in an episode. We have to play 4 away games here. That could be disastrous for us. I don't know. I'll have a think about it. We could come back for an episode in April. 2 of these games here. See how things are going. I'll see what's happening. Otherwise, we will be back for Everton and Fulham. The last 2 games of the season. Can we seal European football? Obviously, we do have the Lazio job in the offing. We're not the favourite for it. Valbuena is the favourite for it, and obviously, even if we did get the job, then I've said very clearly we're not leaving Leicester until the end of the season, and I'm not entirely sure that it's really what I want to take. I think that there are other possible options around Europe that might be better options for us, but in any case, that'll be a question for next time. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe as well so you don't miss the next one, and I will see you next time.